Today, we are going to be talking about how to get the Elytra in survival mode. So let's get started here. So what you're going to need here to go into survival and get the Elytra is lots and lots of Eyes of Ender. This will show you the direction of where the end portal is, and it takes a very long time to do this. If you want to do this in straight survival, you have to do this for like eternity until you find the end portal. So basically it shows you the direction of the end portal because I'm throwing it in the air with right clicking it. Now also, if you didn't know, Eyes of Ender are crafted after Ender Eyes, which can only be found by Endermen, which gets even more tough because then you would have to go and kill Endermen for Ender Eyes to make Eyes of Ender. Also, to craft Eyes of Ender, you need blaze powder, which then you have to go to the Nether and get blazes to get blaze powder to make Eye of Enders, which it's very complicated if you want to do it in straight survival. Now, if you're like me and you don't want to do all that complicated stuff, there's actually an easier way to do this. You can copy your world into a creative world here by just using the seed number, which you can get in the settings right here, and then you can copy this, paste it into a new world, and go into creative. And then you can go into the little chat and commands here, and then put / locate and then stronghold. And then it will locate the nearest stronghold. Then you don't have to go through the mess of Eyes of Ender if you really don't want to do that. Once you locate the general location of the end portal or the stronghold, you will then need to dig down under below because the stronghold is actually found underground. Now, there is a trick to finding strongholds in that some of them, not all the time, but some of them generate near villages. So that can help you out a lot if you want to go in straight survival and use Eyes of Ender. You will then need to go through a maze of stronghold paths until you find the end portal, and that is if the stronghold has an end portal. Some of them do not generate, and this one might not generate actually, which kind of stinks. Then once you find the end portal here in the stronghold, you will see that the portal only has one Eye of Ender here. You're going to need at least maybe a maximum of 12, but it's usually around 10 or 11 Eyes of Ender that you will need, and then you have to put them in the end portal frames like this in order for it to start here. So I recommend before going in here or before going in the stronghold that you do get diamond gear or at least something to protect you, because in the strongholds there are lots of mobs that spawn, and as you can see here we already have a spawner with silverfish, and those guys are very destructive and could kill you very easily. So then we will need to go into the end portal, go into the end, and then once you get to the end you will need to go to the big huge island that spawns in the end. Then you'll see this huge dragon called the Ender Dragon, and usually you will need to defeat it to get the Elytra. So in order to defeat the Ender Dragon, you will need to destroy all of these crystals here. Be careful because they do explode on you after you destroy them, so you should probably hit them with a bow and arrow or some type of device like that. And then once we kill the Ender Dragon here, okay, so when you kill the Ender Dragon here, it will go into this animation, explosion animation. Okay, once the dragon is defeated and the egg spawns in the portal here, don't go in the portal because this spawns you to your bed or to your spawn point. So if you want to go back home, you have to go through here. But if you do want to get the Elytra here, As you can see, once the Ender Dragon is defeated, a little portal beacon will spawn. Now, you will need to get yourself some end portals. That's not that hard because this island is filled with Endermen. And then you will need to find and go get an Ender Pearl. And once you're ready, you throw it in here, and then it will teleport you thousands of blocks away to the end islands. And as you can see here, we got very, very lucky. But you will need to find or try to find one of these little end cities here. Now you know an end city has an elytra if it has an end ship floating around it. Once you get yourself an end city and you get yourself an end ship, you'll most likely be getting an elytra. Now you must be careful here because these end ships and end cities will spawn with shulkers. And shulkers are very dangerous because they have this enchantment that they can shoot at you that makes you float up in the air, and then when the time runs out, you come falling down to your doom. So you will need to be careful, and I would recommend bringing some sort of strong sword or other armor. And then you'll need to get into the end ship here, like this, and then the elytra will always spawn in an item frame in the hull of the ship. Now, it is guarded with one of these shulkers, so be careful. But once you get the elytra here, you can go into your inventory and put it as your chest plate area. And then you are now able to do this. It's very awesome and very fun to have an elytra. I would also recommend, if you're playing survival, to get fireworks, because fireworks can actually help you to boost up your elytra. So if you go and glide like this and then shoot a rocket, you can actually keep on flying because the rocket propels you up into the air. Okay, a few tips here. If you are not finding any end cities with end ships here, you can go back into the creative world and then go into the chat and commands and then put in /locate end city, and it will locate the nearest end city. This may not always spawn with an end ship, but if you're having real bad troubles not finding an end ship, then you can try and go into the creative world and try to find one for yourself. Now, also, for finding strongholds, here's a tip here. Strongholds actually spawn in various locations, meaning that there's more than one. So if you want to find the nearest stronghold around you, you will probably want to find your coordinates, and you can do this by going to the settings, going into game, and then scrolling down here to show coordinates. You can turn this on, go back out, and then it will show your coordinates in the top left. That way you can go to your creative world and go to these coordinates and then find the nearest stronghold, just to make it easier on you guys. If you do like these mini craft tutorials, please hit the like button and maybe consider subscribing to our channel. We also have our social media down in the description below. And thank you guys for watching another Minecraft tutorial, and have an awesome rest of your day.